What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about YouTube. All right. I want to get this totally off my chest. This is something that's been bothering me for years. All right. I've mentioned it to you guys a couple of times, but I've never actually made an official video about it. And today I want to make a video about it and also highlight something that's happening on YouTube for all creators. All right. This happens for every creator here, and it's not fair. All right. So, first off, I've been back and forth with YouTube for years because I've always noticed there's been issues with their platform, issues with how they deliver videos that I thought wasn't fair. The first issue I had with YouTube was more than 5, 6 years ago. This is what really got me into looking at my analytics was me trying to figure out why I'm not getting any viewership. And hear me out before you assume what I'm about to say. So there was a point in time where I was like looking to see how my videos were being perceived by an audience to see why maybe, do research and find out why an audience might not click the video. And there would be times where I'll go on incognito. Incognito is one of the best ways you can tell whether or not YouTube is showing your content because they're not using your search history. I actually brought this up to YouTube one time. Let's go to incognito right now so I can show you what I'm talking about. All right, guys. So this is actually incognito, as you can see. Right here it says sign in. So this is the best way you can actually find out how new viewers can find your video. Generally, what you would do is you would just type in the theme of your video. Maybe for me, I'm a travel content creator, so I make videos in terms of going to, let's say I went to Jamaica, stuff like that. So in order for me to find out how that video is being found, I would probably type in travel to Jamaica and see in that Rolodex, do I even show up? And there's been times when I've done that and I have videos in Jamaica, nothing shows up. And I can understand still that there are thousands of videos that are being made about Jamaica every day. So you have to understand that. So what I've done in the past is I've used search filters. So if I know I made a video 3 months ago about Jamaica, generally I should be included in that search. And there's been times when I've done that and I'm still not included. So today we're gonna test that out with the Suncran Festival, which is going on right now. Well, it actually finished. I made like 2 videos about it, right? Um, and yeah, I'm having a hard time finding my content. So I have a video that says Sunkran Pattaya 2020. It's in there, right? It's in the title. Sunkran Pattaya 2025, right? Let's see if we can find my thumbnail, all right? And not saying I should be like the top regardless, but let's see if I even show up, okay? And let me move here so y'all can see the titles as well, because you got to pay attention to the titling, right? This one don't even have Suncran name. Suncran 20. Okay, some of them have the name. You see how it's included, right? And some of them are included in the back end. I keep going, I keep going, I keep going. I don't really see nothing on my end. All right. Granted, there's a lot of videos made, but I have one video that's not even 24 hours. It's like almost 24 hours and it's still not up here, right? Okay, but they do have videos they showcase that were released like 2 days ago, 8 days ago. Let's see. All right, so let's get to filters. Right, this is where I'm gonna talk about the filters right here. So we can put today, right? Let's see what happens when I put today. Okay, so we got this one. Look, not even 1 hour ago. Boom. So the idea of my video is not being registered because it hasn't been 24 hours is not kosher. But let's see if I pop up. Come on, let's look. All right. Let's pop. Let's keep looking. All right. I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm looking. This I just want to highlight this to y'all because sometimes y'all be thinking like, oh, Ace videos, he's not really doing well. He's not when you don't get if you don't get viewership or exposure, when you don't get exposure, it can make a perception to your audience that you're not working or the video you're not interested in creating content or your videos are not even good. They're not worth it. And that could be the furthest thing from the truth. All right. And so look, we're going through it. We got a bunch of shorts and hopefully I show up. Let's keep going. This is within a day, like 20 hours, this one right here. Let's go. All right. We're going to keep going. Let's see if we can get to find my video. All right. 23 hours. Okay. So, all right. Just to give you an idea, we keep going. We're going to keep going. See, maybe we got to be here. Come on. Hold on. They're blocking some stuff here. That's not me, but they're showcasing blocked thumbnails. This is where they they don't show you how the thumbnail looks because it might be a little bit too risque. They're showing you that. Okay, and it's on the list. So let's keep going. All right. I mentioned I had issues with YouTube because they wouldn't do these. They wouldn't block these videos. This is my first time, like, but I would do incognito search, right? This is years ago, and they would just show the non-custom because they'll give you three options. If you're not a YouTuber, guys, when you upload a video, YouTube will give you three options of thumbnails randomly picked from your video you upload, right? Most people make custom thumbnails. That's the right thing to do. What I was finding years ago is they kept showing the random thumbnails as opposed to the custom thumbnail I made. And I told YouTube that's not, you shouldn't do that because that can attribute to no views. I had a small channel at the time when I was having that issue. Ironically, I was in the same place here in Thailand talking to them about this issue. I think it was just back in full circle, this whole world thing. Now I'm talking about this with you guys a little bit more. But anyway, guys, we're scrolling. And there you go. I'm at the end. I did not see one of my videos included in this whole mix. Now, mind you, I have two videos I made, right? Two videos I made. I'm not included in this Rolodex. Now, why is that? Oh, Ace, maybe you don't have it in the descriptions, right? Look, these videos don't have it in the descriptions. Hope you enjoy. Love y'all. 19 hours ago, right? Come on. All right. Oh, Ace, maybe you don't have the words, all right? Now, mind you, we don't see different variations of how people put the words in the title. All right. If you want to see that, you go rewind and you'll see it yourself. All right. Now, where am I? Okay, let's see. Just look at it. Boom. Today, video type, and let's look at what what I'm saying? What is it? What is there? You say update, upload date. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we do this. Let's see if it'll pop up. We're doubling down on the upload date, right? We got too many shorts here. Let's get rid of the shorts by putting 4 minutes or over, right? Boom. So no more shorts. All right, let's go. Hopefully we pop up. Come on, Ace, let's pop. Look, it's even less, it's even worse. You're like, okay, all right, look at this. Look, okay, so let me put my name. That's how it's gonna show up. All right, name. I put my name there. Oh, finally, I pop up. Thai woman falls in love with black man. Songkran Festival 2000. You see, I have it on there. All right. And mind you, I show you we had different variations of it. Look. And that's not my latest video. Let's see if another one shows up. Let's see if my other one shows up. The latest one I did. The fact that I have to type in the word ace for it to pop up is disgusting. It also highlights that if I want a new audience, they have to type in my name. But how do they know who I am? You get what I'm saying, guys? You get what I'm saying? I'm showing you this in real life that this has been happening to me for a minute. And I brought up the whole conversation of me dealing with YouTube and talking with YouTube for years because I feel like I've developed a file of complaints that I have with YouTube, and some people in that platform don't like that. And so the point is to slowly uh, silence my influence on this platform. Silence or slowly hide the exposure on this platform. And honestly, why I'm doing this, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I see the potential of growth that YouTube has for content creators. Um, I see what YouTube can do for content creators. And I feel like I see that table, but I'm not at that table. I see food on that table, and I've just been given the crumbs, right? And because of that, I've been adamant to get to that table. Well, I want whatever is available on the table, provided that I earn it, but not because I'm being hindered growth to get to that point. I think what happens with YouTube, maybe with my content, is I've done a lot of content that focuses on Black culture. And sometimes for the viewer, they might not agree with it and they might feel offended by it. Mind you, I always make sure my content doesn't offend people but educates people. But even then, that can get lost in translation, and that can go to people flagging a video or something like that. I had that issue in Argentina when I made that six documentary series about what happened to the Black people in Argentina. Very good documentary, you should watch. I got interviews from people who lived there. It wasn't my opinions. It was the people, the Argentine people who talked, all the way to anthropologists. So it was a well done documentary. I don't know if that was the issue or these. I just feel like there's something wrong about what's going on my platform where it doesn't get the reach it does, you know. And that also goes up to other issues I've been having with YouTube. Now that I show you that this happens, I definitely want to encourage you guys to do the same and look for yourself that if your channel is being blackballed. I really think YouTube needs to be a little bit more transparent with that. YouTube will tell you there's no such thing as blackball, but whatever they do, it is like blackball activity, right? So let's go to my channel for a second. I'm going to my channel to show you something real quick. All right. All right, guys. We'll go to my post because I was talking to some guy. The guy was just telling me there's no such thing as blackball, and I have to explain to him that I've actually had conversations about this with big known content creators like Daryl Eves, and also the YouTube liaison in the conversation. So I'm gonna show you the conversation so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can find it here. One second. So let's go to this video right here.
It's subreddits. What are your thoughts on shadow banning, Daryl?
Oh, it's real. Like shadow banning's real. It's part of the platform. Does every piece of content is shadow banned that they say is shadow banned? No, like it's not. I found out about shadow banning because we had a commercial that we made and we had millions of views coming in, and then it just stopped. And I'm like, what the freak? What's going on? And couldn't figure it out. It took like 2 days, and I realized I had to be logged into YouTube to even see that content because it wasn't. It was made for an older audience, and it was just had to deal with paintball type stuff. And
Is that the one, Daryl? Is that the
So he's basically talking about how the YouTube switched it up. Now, I can understand YouTube having some reasons to do that. Uh, but here's the thing. If you're gonna do that, YouTube, why don't you tell the creator, hey, we're gonna do something different with your video because of this? They won't, because they know that some of the stuff is just based off of personal values they want to have. And when it comes to YouTube, a lot of it is based off of Western values. And I've seen this with other channels, like the best ever food review channel, where he would go to like these really interesting tribal areas and showcase how they prepare the food. But YouTube would demonetize those videos because they didn't like how it was being prepared. Mind you, in that particular society, that is the norm. And so what I like as a content creator that travels, that I get to see um the the different dynamics of what is the norm, might not be normal to me, but I have to understand this is a different particular society. It is what it is. But yeah, that's what that is. I really feel like YouTube honestly should get to the point of like a relationship with their, I understand they have to do some censoring, but like a relationship with their advertisement to say, hey, you know, the world is bigger than what it used to be, and people know things and understand cultures and societies, and certain things shouldn't be we're gonna certain things we're not going to flag, you know what I mean, or hinder or throttle the views. I think I was in this video. I think, let me see if I could find myself having a conversation. I think it was this one. Like, I was here, I think, having a conversation, if I can find it. I'm gonna find it. I might have to cut this video to find where I was at. Oh, there I am. Yeah, I see. I think I'm here. I think they're gonna read my comment. Let me see. Here I go. Yeah. So this is me.
You have a super chat?
Yep, super chat. Thank you, Ace, for the super chat. Says, can you undo shadow banning?
That's a whole lot of Colombian pesos.
Yes, is that Colombian pesos?
I think so. I think it is.
Yes, you can. It's like make content for it, but like I just want to be clear, that log that I tell you that shadow ban is in that log, and it makes it a little bit more hypersensitive versus someone that didn't have that in their log, if that makes sense. So, like moving forward, you can. A lot of it is like, let me just use kids as the perfect example, like if it's made for kids or not. Like there's just a lot of regulations when it deals with kids, and YouTube has to create what this is. Well, you get to self verify. Hey, this is for kids, right? You can do that, or you say it's not for kids. However, YouTube it will look at your past viewership of your past videos and how many are for kids or whatever, and they might deem that video needs to be for kids, and then it strips away all your comments and the stuff that needs to, because they need to stay within regulations from for the federal government. So there's a lot of complications for that. So same thing on shadow banning. Like if you've ever been shadow banned once, it's in the log. And YouTube will just be a little bit more hypersensitive to that type of content, of the type of content that you're creating. So and they don't. I just want to make it clear, they're not shadow banning a channel. It's individual videos that happen that bring the views and so on. But it does impact the channel, because if you inhibit some videos, it can't trickle down and get you the views that you need to in other ways. If that
Okay, so what he's basically saying, I'm thinking, I'm not saying it's true, but like when someone uploads a video, and someone discovers your channel, they might watch one video, right? And they might watch a second video, which equals to more viewership. But if you have something that's shadow banned, they're not gonna watch the next video. They're gonna move on, because YouTube will be like, oh no, this happens when you put a shadow banned video in a playlist, right? That might hinder the whole playlist. It's like putting a healthy playlist and you putting a infected video in that playlist. It infects everything, if you can understand what I'm saying. So that's what he was talking about. I was looking at the chat section because I remember the liaison having a conversation here, right? Here it is. This is the conversation this is YouTube liaison right here, guys. This is a Yeah, I've been holding this. Look how long ago this video was. If you look at the year, okay, a year ago.
get more clickable for people that are watching today is
So he says, same thing with music. If you have explicit lyrics, you wouldn't get the same radio play back in the day. That's not shadow ban. Far more likely than shadow ban is being out competed for better videos. I love how he put it, but actually, you know, if I'm making music and I know it has explicit lyrics on it, I know for a fact it's not going to get radio play, because those rules have been established, right? I know that it's not going to get radio play. So artists will like make music, or that has explicit and he might make another version of that same song for radio play. The problem here with content creators on this platform is, right, we might get shadow banned for something we thought we made was totally fine for a general audience, right? And still not get the viewership because somehow YouTube is like, oh, only it doesn't align with what we want to be shown. And to me, that's disgusting. YouTube needs way more transparency. All right. Guys, I promise you, I've been going back and forth with YouTube about this. In the back end, I have emails, conversations with YouTube about this and other things. So we're gonna move from shadow banning, not showing the thumbnails properly, videos not being shown. You know, as a content creator, for me, as a travel content creator, I would hope my videos would be classified right, where people don't have to use my name to be shown properly, so they can find my video and I can get a new audience. Now, here's another issue I had with YouTube, right? I'm gonna be talking about how the algorithm works, right? It works in a way where it can somehow marginalize communities. I make travel videos. Yeah, I make a lot of black content, but it's not only that. I focus on travel videos as well. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the experience of going to places. If I'm in a place that has a black community, I would love to learn about that, and that's what I have done. But I don't only focus on black community. I focus also on special destinations, nice hotels, nice travel experiences and stuff in that nature. Um, you know, when I look at my analytics and I see it's only one demographic of content creators where in terms of my videos are being um, what's the word suggested from these content creators, and I notice it's mostly the same hue. I have to ask myself, why is that only that? Considering I make travel content and my video, like, and you know, I'm black, but you know, when it comes to travel content, there are way more white creators than there are black. I'm going somewhere with this. All right. Listen to me before you like, oh, here we go. The card. He pulled the card out. Because this could be affecting you too, depending on where you're from. All right. Now, what I realize is YouTube algorithm works in a way where it follows your audience. All right. This is something that they say all the time. YouTube is gonna follow the audience. Generally speaking, your audience can be tribal in a way. Like when someone watches, they want to see someone like, okay, if I'm going to Thailand and I type in Thailand, I might see a couple different personalities. I'm gonna probably pick the personality that I can resonate with. That's just something people do, you know what I'm saying? But that's not the undenying factor, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to um, who you ultimately follow. But that is one of the factors, right? But what happens is if you have, this is what YouTube calls the seed audience, right? This is for more established channels. If you're small, you still might not have this issue. But when you have an established audience, right, YouTube will look at that audience, right, a group of that audience, and well, the whole behavior. And if there's like a large majority of that group that goes from your video and watches another channel, right? And that happens for a while. YouTube will start connecting those channels together, right? This is why a lot of you guys watch me and assume I know all these content creators. I never met them before personally, unless you know you see me with them or had a conversation. But like, I don't know all these guys, but you assume I know these people because if you watch my channel or you watch their channel, and somehow we are in this big loop, in this box. And some people, when YouTube does that, it's supposed to be like, yeah, the viewer experience, they all like it, you know, they all like that type of content and stuff like that. What it creates is a form of redlining, right? It creates a perpetual place where you're just in this one box and you can't grow out of that box unless you do like deep collaborations. You have to seek collaborations. It's not based off of the content you create, and that's the problem. All right. So if you, I was just talking to a gentleman about this on that post I created, and he was like, "Yo, I'm from this country, and I make content for a broad range of viewership, but I'm only being connected to the same people from this country. If you're speaking English, you should have the opportunity to be connected to a wide range of an audience, but that's not what's happening. You keep being put in this particular box, and that in a way can affect your digital space on this platform on YouTube. It's redlining, guys. And I can understand how YouTube may feel in terms this is the best viewer experience. And I feel like maybe they're right. But to a point, you put me in this one box where I can't grow out of. And regardless of the content I create, I can't move. The problem is, here's the problem with this, right? I could be making content that this box, this community that might be mostly one community might not be interested in, right? Rock climbing, hiking, water rafting, stuff of that nature, deep exploration, camping, stuff like that. And I make that content, and it's a really good, solid video, and someone would who could find it, could see it, would probably appreciate it. The one that likes watching camping videos, but YouTube is not going to connect me to the camping video because my audience is not liking that video. So I get penalized. Oh, your audience not what? Stay in your lane. You know what I mean? And I hate that for YouTube. I hate that idea. I feel like YouTube needs to get back to the point of connecting. Like they say, they were trying to connect we're trying to get our viewers to watch they say this, we're trying to make sure our viewers can find the right video. That's what they say, right? But in reality, they hinder creators from accessing those viewers because depending on what box you in, you can't move away from it. It's just a perpetual cycle. When my videos are suggesting more diversity when it comes to content creators, that's when I feel YouTube will be at its best, right? Okay. I trust me, I see the opposite effect. I have a couple friends who do similar content than me, and you'll look at what they do and you'll look at who their videos are being suggested with, and all of them look like the same person. You might have a one brother up in there, you know what I'm saying? But it'll be like all other people look like the same skin tone. And I think for some people it works. For some, it don't work. And I've actually had a conversation with YouTube about this. Hopefully, I can put the email right here so you can see that they acknowledge sometimes the system don't work for others. Yes, yes. Why I put all this information out here, man? Because I'm tired with YouTube trying to play like it's a perfect system. And I want YouTube to understand, like, yo, don't get mad at content creators for telling you these issues. This video probably don't even get 10,000 views. All right. Because they probably just trying to chop me down. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. This is where you come involved. If you get to see this video, share this video, share this video, put it on the post, put it everywhere, and see if it resonates with people. If you're a content creator, leave a comment below on how you feel in terms of your exposure here. I'm gonna tell you something that YouTube don't want to say right now. YouTube is like the best thing going, and I think it can be better once it connects and align with not only the viewer experience, but making sure the creators are happy, right? I want you to understand this, but right now I feel like YouTube is picking and choosing which channels will get more who's going to get the more viewership. I'm thinking about Chris Brown residuals, right? I feel like they got to, because there's so much going on with their transformation of bringing in shorts in and having people watch shorts, and that whole thing is not something you want to mess with. It's not perfect right now. I'm gonna just say everything I gotta say about that whole shorts thing. I tried it, and I seen some little success from it. I saw a little success, and then I saw that it was, oh, I got a lot to talk about. We're not done. I'm gonna get all of this off my chest. I saw a little growth from doing shorts, but when I did the shorts, I noticed when I upload long form content, all of a sudden they weren't getting the proper viewership. It's because the subscribers that were coming in, they weren't really fully invested in community. They were just invested in that moment. Shows are like good for moments, but not for community. Unless you continue to shove it down the algorithm, right? So there are content creators who've done shorts, who built communities, but that's, for someone who's been just focusing on long form content, it's not easy. One of the hard things about shorts is, look, I could have, let's say, I could be averaging 20,000 views a video, right? Um, when I put a short up, I could be getting 400 views. Now, how does that work? You know what I'm saying? Like, all of a sudden, what's going on? Like, oh, oh yeah, you're like, my audiences, not all my audiences get in the notification, or they just skipping because they know it's shorts or something like that. Well, how that works? All of this affects the bottom line for a lot of content creators, and people are like, oh, you guys are privileged and stuff like that. The thing about YouTube is it was built on the backs of dreamers, believers, content creators like me who wanted to contribute. I'm just a drop in the ocean of people who contribute to building this platform and getting people to enjoy this content. And so we've sacrificed a lot. And people could be like, "Oh," I think for a lot of people, they worry about what a content creator makes, but don't realize the sacrifice they put in to get to the point wherever they've gotten. And I've mentioned, crumbs I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? And it's disheartening. It's very disheartening. And like, if you look, and what's so special about me is, and many content creators, you can go and look at our old videos and see where we were. Like, you can see that I was working a job just so I can try to make YouTube a full reality. I'll put a link in my description if you want to check that out. And so when you see all these things happening, and YouTube was forcing shorts down, and they'll say that there wasn't, they was. All right. And I get it. Make make this platform as enjoyable as possible. If that's what people want to see, then put that up. Um, but I feel like the community aspect of YouTube is gone. Um, it doesn't matter if someone subscribes to you or not. It's just, if that content you create triggers your seed audience, then it earns the right to be seen by more people. You know what I'm saying? And that's disgusting, because if these people subscribe to me, right? If maybe they're not interested in that content right now, there's I if let's try another group. do one seed, two seed, three seed, a group, three, go keep going until a brother get the views up. You know what I'm saying? Of I'm not talking about random people, of my subscribers, everyone that felt and inspired by subscribing to my channel. I think content creators, most you'll see, and I've seen a lot of them, big and small, reaching burnout, trying to reach their audience, that slowly this platform makes disappear. All right. And so yeah, the shorts are crazy. Uh, the shorts have um made it hard for a long form content creator to maintain viewership for long form content because the shorts subscribers maybe not want to see the long form content. That's one issue. And as I mentioned, the shorts destroy community. One thing I saw that was interesting about shorts, which highlights something that YouTube always had availability of doing, is a lot of shorts creators reaching 1 million subscribers literally within a year or so. And it's like, yeah. And then you see some of their videos getting 300 million views, right? And you look at him like, wow. And all this work I've been doing, right, to get subscribers, how are they getting subscribers faster? It's because YouTube overlays the subscribe button and the like button in a manner that it makes it easier for people to like and easier for people to subscribe to. But for the long form content creator, the all of that information is underneath underneath the video. I think YouTube needs to also do that for long form content creators as well. Honestly, the whole shorts thing and them they're being able to get uh subscribers at a quicker pace. Shout out to them, but it has cheapened the idea of getting that milestone of 1 million subscribers, right? It has cheapened that idea. Like, oh, trying to get that 1 million subscriber. Oh, congratulations, you know. And I seen people grind trying to get it. My boy just got 2 million subscribers, Tyrone Magnus. You know what I'm saying? And he grind to get that. You know what I'm saying? He grind to get to that point. And people were just doing that with shorts. And not no disrespect to short creators if you're watching. It's just the system is designed more easier. So I was saying, man, if you guys got to do better for content creators who got long form content when it comes to them getting 1 million subscribers. That plaque, you got to at least give them a bigger plaque. You could give the short creator the small one. It just makes sense because it's like different. It's a different hustle. It's different. All right. Um, Here's another thing I had to talk about shorts. I need to get off my chest. Bots. Bots. All right. YouTube pushing for shorts and attracting more shorts creator onto the platform has also attracted those people's type of work ethic. Other platforms don't really do much when it comes to bots, right? And so a lot of these content creators have learned to inflate their channels with bots and stuff like that. And it's disgusting, but it also trickles down to other people's channels. This is another problem I had years ago with YouTube. I brought up to them. It was the first time me understanding the bot issue. I had a video um, called I went to Colombia and it was a mud volcano video. One day out of nowhere, this video was taking off in viewership. I was so excited. I was like, yeah, this is getting so much views. First time me seeing so much views come into a video. Within 2 days, it was like 500,000 views. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. And I looked to see the revenue after those 2 days, and it was very low. It was like maybe, it was very low. It was very low compared to what I was making at the time before, right? And I was like, wow, why a video like that would get so much views and no revenue, right? And so I just looked. I said, let me deep dive. And one thing I noticed was I wasn't getting comments. I wasn't getting comments. I said, where's this traffic coming from? And the traffic was coming from suggested, not the homepage, suggested. So one video that probably paid, I don't know if they did or not, probably paid for bots, right? All of a sudden was suggesting my video. And so I think with bot behavior, it needs to travel. It can't just go to one video. That way, YouTube, if it goes to one video and disappears, that the energy of a bot, then it triggers YouTube to invalidate the views. So it needs to act like a human behavior. So from one video to the next, and I don't know how many videos it goes to. Anyways, it was coming from suggestion. I'm gonna show you this, guys. And when it came in for suggestions, I was like, "Yo, what's going on?" All of a sudden, my whole demographic of who watches my channels change. I make excuse me, I make videos for English speaking people, right? Mostly Americans, people from the UK and London, and some people from Latin America watch me. But all of a sudden, my viewership had changed from that to Asia. People from Asia was watching me. And I'm like, yo, that don't make no sense at all. I told YouTube about it. I reported it to YouTube. There's like, oh, I don't know what they told me. I forgot because it's been a while. And I just ultimately put that video on private. I put it on private, and then after that, I let it. I'm gonna show you the graph. I let it just sit there. You know what I mean? To see if it'll lose that energy. And then I took it off private, and then the energy slowly came in and it skyrocketed high again. And then I ultimately just put that video on private for a year or something, like maybe 2 years. I don't know. You'll see that in the graph. And I just put it on private because it kept what it was doing. Also, the bots would come in and they would subscribe. They would come in. They wouldn't watch the video that long, and they would subscribe. They wouldn't leave comments neither. And that's the problem with YouTube now, right? It's even worse because you have all these shorts coming in, creators. I'm not saying the shorts, a lot of creators are coming in using bots to inflate the numbers and inflate, and it also hurts other channels. Lately, for the past 3 months, every time I upload a video, I've been seeing this, and you probably see it now, guys. I'm not gonna do nothing, right? If you watch this video, check the comment section, right? You're going to see two different profiles of hot women, and they're going to leave a comment saying, "Oh, thanks for the great information. It's general. It's just hot women, right?" And it'll have 40 likes, right? And it's basically for them to come into, I don't know, it's this 40 likes to catch people's eyes, like, "Oh, who's this profile? It's a pretty girl." Click it, and you go on their page, and it's some thing talking about go to OnlyFans. Come say hi to me and something like that. Right? Now, I brought all that up to say, look, when those bots come into my channel and all those 40 likes, whatever, uh, is that affecting my watch time? You get what I'm saying? Is that affecting my watch time? Is that why my views are going down? If you want, like right now, if someone don't like my channel, they can go ahead, or they don't like your channel, they can go ahead and randomly pay for a bot service and send some invalid traffic to you. And if you're not smart enough to report that in the long run, YouTube is gonna just take your channel away, right? Say, "Oh, you got invalid traffic coming in." That's what they're gonna say. You know what I'm saying? I always, whenever I see it, I want you to understand. Whenever I see it, I always report it. I don't know if YouTube messes up my channel before because of that, but whenever I see invalid traffic, I report it. Why I'm dropping this? Because you need to know this. If you are a viewer and you're wondering what's going on with your boy Ace, all right, and you need to know this if you're a content creator, what you need to look for, all right, and hopefully somehow this video gets to the right people at YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to be a content creator. You know, you got to know this. I'm happy to have had the opportunity to do this. I work hard, I grinded for this. You know, I put a lot of work into this. I'm hoping the people who are listening, content creators, you put a lot of work into this. You put a lot of work into trying to build a community, only for that to just disappear. Only for that to you don't have the you you don't got it no more. You can't touch your community. You know, I'm gonna get back to editing content and creating content and making great content. I'm just pointing out the issues I had. I don't want you to forget about what I just showed you in the beginning of this video, guys. Don't. All right? Don't forget that. All right? It's like, why is my video not popping up all of a sudden? I have to literally put my name Ace for it to pop up. It goes to show you guys that not every channel is treated the same on this platform. Is that a bad thing or a good thing? I don't know. Maybe this is necessary, right? However, guys, if I'm not being treated right, can you please tell me? Let me know. Put me on a path where I can work towards getting to the point where it does work for me. All right. I there's a lot of obscurity when it comes to just being on this platform. And it doesn't got to be that way. I feel like this platform needs to be a little bit more transparent. All right. They're getting better, but they need to pay attention a little bit better. You know what I mean? I think the staff over there have great ideas. Um, but they need to start listening to people who are trying to explain to them what's going on instead of getting offensive. I do believe that there are people in YouTube that have vendettas. I believe that. I believe that. We saw that with Twitter. We saw it with Twitter. We saw it with Twitter. So I wouldn't be surprised, even in YouTube, you have people who will be like trying to mess things up or put things up. There needs to be accountability to that. When people channels get reviewed for videos, we need to see what employee number is the one that was doing that. That way we can tell who's the employee that keeps looking. If there's something that, let's say in the analytics, if there's something that changes in analytics, there should be a log for YouTubers to go to, a log of any change. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, if there's anytime something happens where an employee does something to a channel, there should be a log, and that employee number should be right there. That we can see, you know what I mean, if we're being treated unfairly or not. Like I said, man, this is something that I've been going through with YouTube for years. Just not having the proper exposure was the main thing. When it comes down to the digital redlining, some of you guys probably still don't get it, but what it is when you are only occupying a certain digital realm space, that also can um, determine what type of leverage you can use when it comes to getting sponsorships. Another thing is creating a better way of notifying the community, your audience. Somehow YouTube will just disappear your whole channel. And I can recall several times me meeting people where they tell me, are you still uploading content? Come on, fam. Come on. It's like when you hear that, it's like, bro, it's like a dagger to your heart. It's like, oh, it's not connecting to you. It's not connecting to you for real, you know? And I get it. Some people, and this highlights one thing. Sometimes people subscribe because of one thing you did, but they might not be generally interested in anything else. That's cool, right? That happens for a lot of us. But when that happens and I'm getting penalized because that person is not interested in me, for example, going to a new country, they like when I'm in one particular country, why should I get penalized for that? Meanwhile, there's other creators making video about the same place I'm filming now, and they're getting viewership. That shows you there is an interest for that content. There's an interest for the topic, right? Perhaps YouTube needs to do a better job of connecting the viewers with the content or suggesting the content viewers are interested in seeing. I think it also boosts growth for a lot of content creators. All right, guys, I'm done. I'm done. Hopefully, I can give you this video, man. I know this is not a traditional video I make, but I just got to get this thing off my chest. Off my chest. And I hope that people watch this video. You can review this video. I review it. And, you give your take on this. The problem with YouTube. All right. Hopefully, this thing gets sent to some bigger reviewers. If you can, guys, help me get connected with some bigger reviewers like Linus, Tech Talk. Send it to Linus. All right. Send it to Linus and send this to MKHD and Mr. Boss. Is his name Mr. Boss? Send it to every big tech because I feel like they might understand a little bit more than me. And let me know if I have some valid points or not. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I had put a post off for my audience, and so a lot of you guys did resonate. Some of you guys were like, "Shut up, be quiet, just be honored by the opportunity." And like don't get it mixed up, guys. Content creators are happy they're able to become content creators and live a full-time life as a content creator. That is 100%. But you got to remember that a lot of us, it didn't happen overnight. It was a lot of work and grind and hustle trying to figure out how we can cultivate our channels to wherever it is now. All right. And all we want is fair treatment. And, you know, all we want is just the opportunity. And if we're being hindered from getting these opportunity, fine. But please tell us why. Don't hide that. All right. I just showed you some of the top people on YouTube talking about this. All right. In this video. So try to remember all the stuff I just talked about. Okay. Because I know we living in the popcorn age. Instant I don't remember anything he said. Go back and rewatch it. Hopefully I can put some chapters here. Oh, fix the bot issue, YouTube. And if fix the bot if you issue. And if the bot issue is the bots messing up people's watch times too, because I've been noticing some of mine it's been going down for 3 years. Same. All of a sudden it's going down. What we at? What we doing? What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? Listen, man. Like I said before I leave, man, I love YouTube, man. I love YouTube. But don't get mad when us content creators are talking about the issues that are happening on this platform. All right? That redlining, the digital redlining thing is something that needs to be examined. All right? It doesn't only affect a black guy, okay? It can affect a guy from Philippines. All right? It can affect a guy from Jamaica. All right? It can affect it doesn't affect just us, okay? It can affect a lot of people depending on the content. You could be making tech content, and all of a sudden, only all your videos, your videos only being suggested from a particular type of group. It's like, wait a minute, why am I not part of that other group where they all we talk about is tech? You know what I'm saying? Why am I not a part of the other group that all they talk about is travel? And then you wonder why content creators have to mold and fix the content they create because they don't have the freedom of knowing that, hey, if I can create this content, eventually it would reach the person that would appreciate this content. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, or give me an opportunity, hear me out, to educate my community on this topic. But if you're not going to allow me to even be visible to them, based on the reaction of some of my other audience, that's not going to work. It's impossible, you know. Which is something I forgot to mention. I have to put it on here. I'm getting everything on my chest. Like YouTube will wait to see your video reach a certain viewership before it notifies a certain tier of viewers. So if that video doesn't reach a certain number, it could be random number for different channels, then your subscribers are not going to see that video, right, fam? Regardless. So it has to go through this threshold, and after this threshold, that threshold, that once it get there, and then each threshold determines the viewers. I see what you do for others, YouTube. All I'm asking is y'all do something for your boy. Guys, leave your comments. You got emails you don't want to talk about, you want to email me on it, you know what I'm saying? Or you got some resolution. Put this on Reddit, man. Put this on your YouTube, Reddit, stuff like that, man. Put it on TikTok, everything, man. If you're a content creator, put that on, you know what I'm saying? And if you got like, just put it on whatever put it out, put the word out. You know what I'm saying? That way we can get the word out. The more people talk about the issues I brought up here, I feel like the more YouTube is gonna work on it. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, I hear from YouTube. And we'll figure this out. I brought this up to my manager. Okay, and you know what they tell me? The system is working as intended. Congratulations! You have now been promoted to our lead employee. It's working as intended. As intended. The people who be responding, they have a prompt to read. They're like, oh, okay, this is what I have to say. It is working as intended. That's what they have to, you know what I mean? YouTube customer service is tough. It's tough, man. I have a manager. She did the best she could do. She's not my manager no more. They took me out of the program. I guess they're restructuring. I don't know. She did she bit, but I told her every time she would go on vacation too. She would be going on vacation. Every time I go on vacation, all of a sudden my channel views would drop, and I was like, oh, it's something funny business going on. Anyways, guys, peace, love. I put it out there, man. All right, yo. All right, yo.